How's everybody doing? I'm so thankful for being here today. My man told me, he said, look, man, he said, man, I'm just so happy to be outside the cell. No, he didn't just say that. No, he didn't even say that part. No, he said, man, do you know that I passed 18? He said, I'm 40. He said, I'm 40. He said, I'm in my 40s. 40, 40s. He said, yo, man, every day is a means of creating a sense of balance and a palace for my wife because she is my guiding light in terms of what is one of his highest treasures and God. So I was thinking on that. I was reflecting on that because I was talking to one of my students, and like he doesn't really understand yet what levels that he's going to be able to take it to, because it's a difference between being rich and or wealthy. And so I asked him a question. This is pretty deep because I normally wasn't going to go this way, but it's kind of good sometimes when I'll talk about something that I'm really not even anticipating myself. And that's this here, right? I asked him, I said, do you believe in immortality? So I'm listening, waiting for him to say what he going to say, right? And so he says, so he finally does respond. And what I told him, I said, what I talked to you about, that is our objective. See, what I'm talking about ain't got nothing to do with what's to do with Captain Kirk on what's that called, that Star Trek. This ain't got nothing to do with Walt Disney and his situation with creating an amusement park that everyone would be astounded by just to be able to come to. This is not about a distraction just to be distracted. That's not what this is about. You know, when I think about God, if it was a football team, it would be the ultimate team, no matter what other team that you had. Because if I'm on God's team, we already know all your plays. You really don't got a chance. And it's designed that way, as it should be. We let you get ahead and score, do what you was doing, and you showed that that you wasn't going to do the right thing. And this is how we know we on point. The way we know we on point is like like a true follower of God wants chastisement. Because when you get chastised, unless you do it to yourself again through a prompt, you only have to learn that lesson once. And once you do that, it's like it's like being in a battalion. I'm not even sure how many men is in a platoon, but it wouldn't be hard for me to find out in a military formation, right? So let's say it may be like 500 men, right? Well, guess what? What they would do is early in the morning, you would march in with everybody else, and then they make you get out of line, like in formation. I mean, like you be getting out of it, like you like you like on some special forces, like your movements are so crisp. I mean, your head, the way you do what you do, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody's like, yo, like they don't want to, and they look like eagles in their face. Yeah, because that's what this is about. You know, I recently found out that eagles fly 3 or 4 miles in the air. You don't see no ducks with no eagles. And you very rarely see eagles flying together. But when you do, that I know of, they don't be having no issues because they already know what time it is. They are one. That's why the United States picked the eagle as its national bird. But before that, it was the phoenix. The phoenix is supposed to be a mythological creature that is supposed to be immortal, that every 400 years it burns up in his nest and then is reborn in the nest? Why would I want to know that? Well, because I want to know. I'm trying to get everything. Mm. I was just thinking to myself, you know what I'm saying? I was talking to somebody, right? And somebody said, well, man, like, what is your motivation, right? And so this would be one of my motivations. And I thought this up. If there's a little black baby and she's cute as a button, pretty eyes, curly hair, like maybe like 17, 18 months old, don't even really know nothing really yet, but just a joy to be with. I mean, just, trying to talk already, all that, I mean, super intelligent. But guess what? The baby has a deformed left foot. Now you may say, well, what that got to do with anything? Well, in my case, it's where did that come from? And how can we deal with that permanently? Because children can be some of the cruelest people on the planet in a classroom, especially if you're not like other kids. But this particular child, more than likely, is probably gifted in so many different ways. So we do not allow none of our young people to be crushed by any others. And we follow that with like 100%, no, zero tolerance. Like everybody know, this is a new demonstration. This is Black Wall Street beyond steroids. This is like like they're going to be scratching their heads trying to figure out what can we do to bring them down. What can we do? We must do something. The only thing about it is this: when you dealing with a plan that's not in anybody's textbook, they don't got it at the war college. Like what's the dude Hannibal didn't even use this when he went up and went through the Alps to do what he did, with what's that, Spanish women or Italian women or whatever it was, with Rome or whatever they was doing. And then we found out at the end of the day, right, one of the ways that they brought us down was when we were so-called in control. It was their women who would bring back the secrets of who we were, and then they did what was the equivalent of a coup. That's it. Like, it ain't like I mean, like, okay, all right, okay. We understand. Now we got a new deck. You know how, like, when you playing blackjack and they come out with a 6 card shoe, a 6 card, a six, what they call that, 6 pack shoe. People who know about blackjack know exactly what I'm talking about. They know about insurance. They know about when you want to split. They know about counting. They know about face cards. I was more so into it from a mathematical point of view. But I had a lady that was in my life, and she thought that it would, what do you call that, make me addicted to gambling. But she didn't understand that my thing was spiritual, basically what you call purely spiritual. Because my position was, if I can make $500 a week consistent, understanding what I was doing from a mathematical point of view, that's made money every week, whether I want the money or not, plus what I'm making, and I'm having a good time, and that's the minimum that it was going to be. Because it's all about numbers, baby. Everything you see is numbers. Everything. And then when I finally got in the school system and I found out that I had to teach pre-algebra, algebra 1, algebra 2, and then I taught myself chemistry, geometry, and physics, and then how it made my mind like change, even if I didn't want it to change. Because I had a friend of mine, she kept telling me, she said, Robert, I just want to tell you one thing. You the sharpest tool in the shed. Do not forget that. Do not forget that. And this is how I would get the kids. I say, look, check this out. If I give you a problem, it takes you all the entire day, the time you're gonna be with me to do the problem, which take the average person like maybe like I don't know, maybe like 7 8 minutes, if that, right? Maybe even less. But it take these kids as they so long to take them so long to do the problem. And then I would hit them with this. I say, look, you know, in order to do this problem, I'm giving you the formula and the solution, but you have to show me through 8 steps, because it's going to take 8 steps for you to come to the solution. So this is what I knew. If you mess up in the 2nd step and you mess up in the 7th step, your answer is wrong. So this is how I would get them. If you put down 7, it's 8, then you don't get no half point. You don't get no yeah, well, you know, I tried. We don't You don't get no points for that. Okay. And also to let them know that when they used to try to wear the headphone in their ear, whatever, or both ears, whatever, I used to tell them this here: math is an exact science. Now I don't know what you came to school for. Would you like me to call home? But here's the problem that I was having, right? When the parents would finally get there, if they got there, then you would know why the student is act the way that they act. So the demonstration I'm talking about is not just with young kids, it's with the parents too. That's why I got to be of God. And because God is everywhere through thought transference, if you connect with him and you say, okay, I approve that, guess what? They all get it at the same time. But they don't get it in their email. You feel me? They get it bang. I know, man, they ain't got nothing for this. I don't care if they come up with a new star program and they done hooked up with some new aliens, and Hitler is supposed to be in the Antarctic and he's supposed to have some spot underneath there, and how we're still living in, instead of the Third Reich, the Fourth Reich, you know, and whether or not that he actually died in Berlin, and he actually died in 1984 someplace in South America. I think it might have been Argentina or Paraguay, whatever that country's called, near Chile and Peru. It don't matter. We don't follow their stuff because they straight liars. Straight up. I don't got no problem with it. See, being a liar makes my job easier. Not that I'm a liar. You see what I'm saying? What would make me a liar is when I was taught their stuff in error. And then I'm kicking their science at my demise. Because then my God is saying to himself, what are you doing? But he already knows what's up, because God has a humor, right? All bad works for good. If you would just see the silver in the lining, and or that whatever appears to be a crisis is also, like my brother-in-law was speaking about last night, it has a hidden pearl. Probably has multi pearls. You feel me? So let me get through some of the reading, because I was feeling pretty good today. You know what I'm saying? When I get closer to my objective and I can see little stuff happening, and I can see when I would normally think negative and now I'm not thinking negative anymore, and how to remain in that zone. Here we go. I'm trying to think exactly where left off. Okay, let me see. Because I had it at a different level. Let me see now. Well, what I'm gonna do is, because I was thinking to myself what I was looking for. Hold on just for a second, because man, this stuff is good. I'm telling you, it really is. Let me see. Okay, I'm just gonna go to this one right here, and if I got to come back, I will. Um, Let me go to this one. Hypnosis exposes the subconscious. First and foremost, or should I say, first and most important of the tools with which we are able to reach the subconscious is hypnotism. For through the techniques of this science, we are able to temporarily put the conscious mind out of the way and deal directly with the God power, the infinite intelligence in every man, the subconscious mind. And the very startling discovery we make immediately is that this subconscious mind reacts entirely by suggestion. In other words, it has no volition of its own. Now I'm going to jump to here. Limitations of hypnosis. Now, if hypnosis can accomplish the cure of disease and the desensitization of the body, it is reasonable to ask, why is it not more widely used? The answer is that it is coming to be, but so shrouded in superstition and ill repute is this science, so fraught with misunderstanding and malpractice that scientific minds have been reluctant to put it to wide usage. More than that, the scientific studies of the subconscious mind have revealed an instrument of such astounding power that scientists have hesitated to reveal anything of that about which they know so little. Nevertheless, hypnotism is coming into increasing popular use in medicine. And what they didn't have in there, the military. Now, where does the power of this subconscious mind cease? If you tell a sick man's subconscious that he is well and he becomes well, and if you tell an injured man's subconscious that he feels no pain and he feels none, does this perhaps mean that you can tell an unsuccessful man that he is successful and he will become successful? Absolutely. Now let me get to this part. Techniques of hypnosis. Now you may ask, why is it that a perfect stranger can tell your subconscious when you are under hypnosis that you have no feeling in your arm, and forthwith you have no feeling in your arm, while if you yourself in your normally conscious state say that you have no feeling in your arm, the feeling is just as lively as ever. It is because you are able to accomplish this cessation of feeling because you think as well as speak. Now, let me get to this other part because it's coming back to me. Thought transference reveals one mind. Yeah, now we back on point. Now we back. Now we tip-top shape. We slam dunking. Now, this subconscious mind belongs to no one man alone. For in it and through it, all things live and have their being. Since it is infinite, it is indivisible or indivisible, like they so-called say about the American flag, and therefore irrevocably one, and thus all life is tied together by an invisible but powerful bond. Don't forget, we're talking about the subconscious mind. We all got one. But the only people that's supposed to really be on point with it was Sigmund Freud, supposed to be the father of therapy or hypnotherapy. Then you got Carl Jung, right? He's supposed to be a student, right? They're supposed to have some type of riff. Then you got B.F. Skinner, he was a behavioralist. Then you got Pavlov, he's supposed to do the dude with the salivating dogs. You dig what I'm saying? I ain't gonna even break that down. Most people know what I'm talking about. Then you got Margaret Mead, right? Then you got the dude named Joseph Campbell, right? He had a book out called The Myth of Man. It's a beast. Yeah. That's why I studied for many years Greek mythology. Because see, the world is ran through Greek mythology out of Washington, D.C. Yeah, they got this thing hooked up. It's like a web. It's like technically it's impossible to beat, technically. But see, when you deal with creativity, like the technical, yo, give me technical book 411-31. Yeah, because that's gonna tell us. Bring it. Oh, how about this one with the Fred Hampton thing? Let's send one in that look like him, like them, so that person can talk ebonics and so forth and so on and get a check as a CFI, a confidential informant, by the U.S. Treasury to get that check every month. No, no, no. See, this is going to be to the point that our little kids will be able to read you. They'll be like, that. You know how the kids say, Daddy, yeah, 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 whatever you want, what you want. some ice cream. You want the whatever you want now. Okay, now new guy. Okay, I did what you said you want. Now yes, and that little kid tell you that they got. You know how they look down and then they look up and put a finger in their mouth and start smiling like, yeah, you going to get it. And that little girl that I was talking about earlier that had her leg deformed, we're gonna give her what they call that. Like I like it how they do it, Wells Fargo. What's your nickname? We're gonna give her a nickname. You know what I'm saying? Her nickname can be Pearl, like little baby Pearl. You know what happened to little baby Pearl? Like all the kids, yo, you know what happened to little baby Pearl? He got a million kids. To them, Pearl is real because Pearl is real. Because whatever you believe in is real. Yeah, look, it's on another level. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, like, I can't wait, man. I mean, like, I, I feel like every day's like Christmas. I'm like, yo, it's Christmas, like, it's Christmas Eve tonight. Okay, tomorrow, Santa coming through. And then I was doing some research where they say a play on Santa. If there's a certain term, right? It's a way that you turn the words around. Santa means Satan. But see, what a lot of people fail to understand, everybody is in a play. Everybody got their part to play. Like the joint already won. It's like the Hail Mary pass when Doug Flutie was at, I forgot what St. Mary's, whatever college he was at, and he threw that pass. And the boy and his homeboy that they was roommates caught the joint. Same thing, but times 1,000. Happening simultaneous. Just like these people's around here driving their big trucks. But we ain't gonna do no trailer park. No, we're not doing none of that. That's out. No trailer park. Um, and they got manufactured homes. They just really think they got it going on, right? Like I threw on my little joint today. Just throw it on, right, man. This white boy looked at me, man, like, yo, what you doing? Do you know we outlaw that out here? I just went on and got my car and started doing my video because that doesn't apply with me. Thought transference belongs to no one man, woman, little boy, little girl. It belongs to everybody. The thing about it is when you plug in, it's like having a plug where the power you plug blick, and once you plug in, oh my God, like you may need a couple of Heinekens. You may, man, I don't know, man. Like you, but when you done plugged in. Make no mistake, because guess what? This how you know that you plugged in. When you wake up in the morning, you are clear, like clear. Yeah, and you know something happened. Something happened. It didn't like this wasn't regular. Something happened. What was that something though? And like that's the reason why I'm so pumped up on these joints because in a minute, people gonna be like, "Yo, like, what's up?" And I'm on it. And see, not only that, right? Just like with that horse name, what was that horse name? It wasn't Seattle. No, it wasn't Seattle Slew. It was this other horse. I can't remember, but it won the Preakness, right? So when they were picking a horse, they said that it had championship blood, but one of the horses that was supposed to created it, it was like underweight, too small, whatever, right? Man, check this out. This horse came all the way from the back. As soon as I remember it, I'll tell y'all what the joint is. That's how I see me. Look. And then when I come through, it's almost like a running back coming out the backfield, right? I'm running right next to you. You can't even touch me. Like, but I'm right next to you. You can't even go like bing. Yeah. I'm running like right by you. And then I'll slow down just to look at you so that you really understand, boy. And the boy that be on me is a beast. Deion Sanders on you. The boy that used to play for Washington, Darryl Green, yeah, one of the fastest men in the NFL. He like Dion on the left and Darryl on the right, and they still can't touch you. You bring him back to life just for this play. Yeah, and they supposed to be too old to play. But you got to remember, with God, anything is possible because you're dealing with God, right? I just studied everything, and I intend to teach everything, whatever it is. You want to know about the white coach and the red coach and how they did what they did. You want to know about Shaka Zulu and how he did what he did. You want to know about the dude what's that Road, I think it's Road something, right? But he was supposed to be the dude that Clinton was supposed to be part of his group, and he's supposed to, with white supremacy, rule the world, got all the gold, all everything in Africa. This the mother lode. You know that they got this diamond spot called De Beers. De Beers, De Beers, and its many consolidations and whatever it want to call itself with Belgium and so forth, Switzerland, all that, Japan, Germany. The fact of the matter is, they got vaults like 3-4 miles, maybe 6 miles into the ground, right? And then they artificially inflate, which is one of their best sellers, and that is a brilliant round 1 carat flawless D. It's called D. D. I think it's called D class. But I know that flawless is like no inclusions. D relates to its brilliance, what they call refractive index. See, people don't be thinking I know this, but I do be knowing it for real. Like how many facets is on a diamond. What is the top of a diamond called? The whole nine. So my whole point is this: I don't care what you got. It belongs to the big G, the big O, the big D. And he coming for it. Make no mistake. I don't care if you got a house 40 miles under the ground. I don't care if you ready for a nuclear strike. We don't, man, look, that's your joint. We don't care about none of that. And that's how much I'm on this info. I mean, I'm on it, on it, on it. I'm on it like I need a girl. But see, the girl gotta wait. See, that's what prison taught me. See, one thing that I know that a woman like is she like a man who rules. But what a woman really like is a man who can rule himself. But then you got few exact women like that because certain women, they like to be in control. You can't do that. That's the reason why a king is a king and a queen is a queen. And then see, the way that I learned my stuff was this. A king is under the rules of God. The king ain't got to worry about the queen bringing him a move. He got to worry about God, and God don't play. Like God be like, yo, check this out. Tonight you sleep with the worms. Like all that rap, like I ain't, you touched my queen, you touched her inappropriately, you did such and such and such. You gotta do something. I don't, what I mean, whatever you think that I want, and I don't want nothing because I own everything. I don't even need your worship. That's something that man wrote. I run when you run everything and you on an entirely different dimension. Please, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? I made a giraffe and I rolled out and I left him where he was and the baboon was doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Come on. And the hippo was eating his grass. Please. We ain't gonna make this complicated. We're gonna keep this simple. Tomorrow morning I'm gonna get back on thought transference, but tonight I was freestyling, as the rappers would say. Now I was thinking about a demonstration that I want to do. I want to do a combination of Northern Virginia, DC, Baltimore, Delaware, what they call house festival. What would be the reasons for doing that? One is to do something in a way that's so huge and so big and can't be stopped, that's based on music, that it will combine all the young minds in terms of the colleges. That's just a start. Don't even start talking about creating banks. Don't even start talking about doing land deals that they can't stop. They can't stop it, man. Look, this is what my demonstration is based on. I go to sleep. I ask God what I'm supposed to be doing. He tell me what I'm supposed to be doing. When I wake up, I know what I'm supposed to do. Like it ain't a whole like it's like yo. I mean, like I'm run. Like I'm on it. I got my donut in my hand or a cup of coffee. You know what I'm saying? I'm out. You know what I'm saying? I'm on it. Like I'm like you know what I'm saying? I be emailing the people who need to know. If you don't need to know, hey, compartmentalization. You know about that, right? CIA do that all the time. You know what I mean? That's how they did the Z. What's that? What they call the Z Zyklone or whatever it was. The joint that pharma, whatever that spot is supposed to be some type of gigantic chemical company in Germany, and how they hooked up and so forth and so on to create this tablet or whatever, so that when they would herd the people in reference to the Holocaust and to them showers and make it look like they was taking a shower, but it was really gassing them. You know what I'm saying? See, we have to know everybody's history because here's what's going on. Everybody know our history but us. Everybody know how to come up on us but us. And then we tear each other down. No, that's not happening. See, I'm like this here, right? Before I let a man get in his feelings by how I'm doing my thing, I'm gonna know what's going on a mile before I get there. I'm gonna know exactly, depending on how I feel, I'll take my jewelry off, give it to you. Depending on where I'm at, and you really rolling like that, here's my car keys. Like I'm not dying over none of this. Why? For what? Don't make no sense. Where one car came from, we got another 200,000. Top level Benzes. Let's just go with the Benz, and then next year's the BMW because we really don't really care. Then you know what I'm saying? It's only a car, but we do know it's top flight. So that's the reason why we're going to have our school engineers. They're going to tear down everything and rebuild it. And then guess what? So it don't be no copyright. Put another name on it. And then we'll know the soldiers like all that, like like as soon as somebody twists you act crazy to you, you telling every no 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 no, that's not happening. I remember one time I saw a movie, right? It was these martial art dudes. So it was like about 4 or 5 of them. They was bad, right? So but the dude that was the dude was the who was the you know what, you didn't ever see him fight at all. And the dudes that was fighting them, they was all you thought they was. That's what we talking about. Everybody a beast. Everybody know what they doing. They're just like if I had to, right? I'm sure that there's enough uh and it probably old as I don't know what, but just the joy of it. Enough uh Vietnam veterans that would just give you some insight on a couple things. On how this thing really is. Yeah. Training. Man, my mom trained me. My mom trained. Man, me and my brother-in-law, we talked about last night. We said my mom is so bad that Trump would pay her. She would whip Trump so bad that Trump would not even know his name. Trump would be asking for his bottle. Yeah. And that's what I was born in. My mother used to break me like every couple seconds. Now what I tell my mom when I call her? How they say, no justifiable resentments. This is what I do when I call her. I say, hey, Mom, I just wanted to call you to let you know that I love you. And I'm so thankful toward you because without you, I would not be the man I am.